Hey Friend-tastic friends. So I wanted to show you guys how I use my bullet journal on a daily basis. I get asked this a lot, so it'll almost be like a journal flip through, but I'm not going to flip through the entire thing. I'm only going to flip through like maybe some January and February. Since that stuff already happened, I don't want to like share stuff that hasn't happened yet because then you guys will be like creepy and stuff. So, but yeah, I'll show like my annual spreads, just like the practicality of bullet journaling. If you've never heard of it or never done it before, this will give you a good idea of what most people mean whenever they say bullet journaling. And this is what I mean whenever I talk about being able to make a custom bullet journal for you. So if you wait until the end, I'm going to go over like how to order a custom bullet journal from me and how you can possibly win a free custom bullet journal from me, because this video will have a giveaway, but you have to wait until the end. So I'm going to turn my camera around so that you're looking down at my desk, and then I'll show you my bullet journal. Yeah. Okay, friends. So here's my notebook, or my bullet journal, whatever you want to call it. And I will just go through how I normally use my bullet journal. So, yeah, I guess we'll just get right into it. So, first things first, I have my index. It's always in the front of the journal, but I never actually like use it. I have this here so that whenever future Jerri comes to look through this, I can see where everything is. My key, I don't actually use right now. I know my key good enough, but for future Jerri, if she ever comes back to look at these, she'll remember what the colors mean. The grid spacing I do reference quite a bit, kind of depending on, I guess I reference it more in the beginning of the year than throughout the rest of the year. So then I have my future log, and the way that I use people use future logs in all different ways. They do list method, they do bigger calendars, they don't write things, they do write things. So the way that I use my future log is I have this page that has 6 months, and this journal started in July, and then this page has the next 6 months. So the way that I use my future log is I just circle special days. Maybe that means I have a day off or something. I highlight days if I'm going on a trip or if I'm on my period or something. And then I have people's birthdays. I have major holidays. I have full moons, new moons, Mercury retrograde. Yeah, I think that's all I have on here. So this is what I use my future log for. I write down the very basic major holidays along with some year at a glance coding going on. It might be hard to see with my gold marker, but I also write down like what type of month it is. Like I believe this is American Indigenous Peoples Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, Black History Month, Women's History Month, Asian Pacific, American Heritage Month, things like that. So this is my first step, always, is I just fill this out every year, copy over, add to it, that kind of stuff. Like I've added friends' birthdays on here over the years, and I've taken some away, obviously. Same with holidays, like I have pagan holidays on here now. That wasn't a thing back in the day, but yeah. And then I've also, the Mercury retrograde is kind of recent as well. I didn't keep track of that in my future log before. I always have a 6-month mood tracker, but I'm starting to get away from mood trackers, so I'm not sure if I would use this. But the idea is to go through my months with my color-coded mood trackers, and I would come back at the end of the 6 months and fill this in. But I don't think I'm going to do that. From there, I get into my monthly calendars. In previous journals, I set my journal up differently. This year I tried something new. I ended up not liking it, so I'm going to go back to the way I had things before. I can go into more detail in that tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to show you the progress of my bullet journaling. But for now, we get into the monthlies. I put all of my monthly calendars back to back in this bullet journal, and I ended up not liking that system because, as you can see, I'm not really using these anymore. So the whole point of your bullet journal is to work for you, and this wasn't working for me. So I'll be changing that up for 2023. But basically this is supposed to be more detailed. Where I have transferred over my birthdays, my full moons, my holidays, I've circled the same days or highlighted the same days that were for periods or trips or whatever. But what I'm supposed to do is write down more specific things, like I had a pedicure appointment, my husband had a gig, my mom left for vacation and came back. So it should look more detailed than this, but like I said, I ended up not liking this system and didn't detail it very well. But that would be the basic idea, is like, oh, August is coming up soon. Let me fill out everything that's happening in August. And that way, once I get to my weekly planning, I'll have like my month at a glance. So we start with like 6 months to a year at a glance right here. And then we get down and we see the whole month at a glance. And then from here, you would get into your weeklies. Yeah. And so the whole weekly log is like the heart and soul of the bullet journal for most people. And so I did like a Harry Potter theme, obviously, for this whole bullet journal, but I kind of got out of it. This would be my mood tracker that I color in. As I said, I haven't really been into my mood trackers as much this year or these last 6 months. And then this week's kind of blah because it was 4th of July week. I wasn't at work a lot. So this would be a better representation. And you can see how much I actually use it. My bullet journal literally stays open on my desk for the whole week to that exact page for that week. And I write all my tasks that I have to do for work. I write down every appointment, super detailed. My mother-in-law's appointments, my mom's appointments, my husband's appointments, my kids' appointments, like things that I'm doing. I have my habit tracker down here at the bottom. I like my habits on a weekly basis because then I see it every day laying on my desk. For this time period, these circles were me keeping track of how much water I drank. This would be like a one glass, like a 16-ounce glass. Yeah, I tracked like my calories in, my calories out, and my steps, all of that. I have a whole health journey video as well that you can go check out. I'll link that below. And then, like I said, tomorrow I'm going over like previous journal updates or previous journal progression. I don't know how to word that. Anyways. So yeah, the concept that I use for tasks is a rolling weekly. You can Google it, but the basic idea is there's been a lot of videos made to explain a rolling weekly, but the basic idea is you put a dot, you put your task, and then whatever day you work on it, you put dots next to it. Whenever it's done, you cross it off. So an example would be this. Whenever I was trying to set up all my future budgeting months, I worked on it it looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I finished it. For my stepmom's journal that I made for her, I worked on it these 3 days, which looks like Saturday, Friday, and Wednesday. This big arrow means that it migrated to the next week. So you can also look up Ryder Carroll's original bullet journaling method. And it goes into detail how you can start bullet journaling, how you can do minimalist bullet journaling. They go over a lot of these symbols, the X's, the arrows, things like that. I follow pretty much his basic markers, but I don't use all of them. Like I never use like a dash for an event. I never use an exclamation point for something that's important. That's just not how I use mine, but you can. Daily tasks some people do leave big spaces for each day so that they can have specific day tasks. I don't do that because my job works on a project basis. It's never like this needs done today right now. It's always work on this because I'm a data analyst. So I just analyze data all day, every day. Whenever I was in college, it looked a lot different because I would have my school schedule or specific days to work on projects or assignments. So after we have our weeklies, I take my bullet journal one step further and I do a daily log. Not everyone does a daily log, but I feel like my daily log is where I get to reflect and write down all my thoughts and feelings, my dreams, what happened that was really good, what happened that was really bad, how am I feeling about my health, am I having a hard time fasting today, all those things. So all the feels, are in my daily log. And I usually just kind of estimate how many pages I'll use for my weeklies. I leave enough space and then I start my daily log. I think for next year I'm going to change that up a little bit and put a daily log section basically at the end of each month, but we'll see. I'm still playing around with some ideas. I do not want to show you guys the pages of my daily logs because they're very, very personal to me. But that's the basic idea. Okay, so from my daily log, I have trackers in the back. I don't usually do too many trackers in the front. I do more of my trackers towards the back of my bullet journal. I don't know why, that's just how my brain prefers them. That's something I learned about myself through bullet journaling. Is for some reason my brain really doesn't like to go back to the beginning. It likes to always go towards the end. So that's an excellent example of that, is like I stopped using my monthlies because they were all placed at the beginning instead of next to the weeks that they go with. So that's a perk about bullet journaling. You learn about your brain process and your organization process, and then you build it to work better for you. So for me, I have trackers all the way at the end of my journal. My very last page, like very, very, very last page of my bullet journal is always my test page for my markers. And I'll use this page too. If I run out of room on this page, I'll move to this page. Then I always have my letter to myself. There's a letter written in here and it's sealed with wax because I was being super extra this time around. Usually I'll just have a regular envelope that I lick and seal shut. And then I have my top fives. I really like these because I like the movie High Fidelity where he has a top 5 list for everything. And it's always nice to like go back and revisit and see what I really enjoyed from the past 6 months. From here, I just started doing this recently, but I wish I would have titled it something else. It's basically like a points of interest. This is stuff that I didn't want to forget that I did or saw, so that whenever I make my top 5s, I can kind of look back and reflect on certain things. So there's like random TV shows, random little trips that I did, even like a dinner out. So yeah, I wanted to try an official period tracker in the back of my journal, but I prefer to just highlight days on my calendar and on my weeklies to show whenever I was on my period. I don't actually like flipping back and having to mark this up. As you can see, I didn't really use it properly. Yeah, that's basically it. I do have some other more personal trackers in here, like my level 10 life goals, my weight and health, my budget, my gratitude log, things like that. But like I said, they're kind of personal, so I don't want to just put them on blast, but you get the idea. So the trackers, like my date tracker, I will go through, like usually on Mondays, I'll go through and fill it in because I usually do fun stuff on the weekends. Same thing with like my gratitude. I'll usually go through my gratitude log. I try to do it every day. If not, I'll do it every couple of days and fill it in. Obviously, these two things get done at the very last day of the bullet journal, which for this one is December 31st. Yeah, I think that's basically it for how I utilize it every single day. I hope that helped. Okay, so I hope that I answered all your questions. I hope this was a helpful video. Yeah, I hope that you really like the idea of journaling after this. And so basically, if you want to order a custom journal through me, I do everything by hand. I go over with you what kind of themes, what kind of colors you like, that kind of stuff. And then I just make it for you. So if you want 6 months of a custom bullet journal, you know, similar idea or concept to mine, where you have like maybe some daily logging, some weekly planning, monthly planning, maybe you're keeping track of your health or your spirituality or yada, yada, yada. 6 months is $25, including the journal, and a year is $50, including the journal and all of the work and the shipping and everything. Shipping in US only. So, yeah, if you are interested in ordering a journal, you are very welcome to message me over on Instagram. My Instagram is always in the description. Yeah, so then I guess we'll get into the giveaway, because that's like the fun part that you're probably all waiting for. So I'm going to give away a custom 6-month bullet journal. You can enter on YouTube and on Instagram. So if you enter both on YouTube and Instagram, then you double your chances. So the basic standard giveaway procedure, right? So this is the notebook that I'll be giving away. It's the same size as mine, which is considered an A5. It's the most standard of journaling sizes. I believe it's 160 pages. Hang on, I'll tell you. Yeah, it's like 155 pages. It does have the two little, what's it called? Little bookmarkers. And it does have the pen loop. And then it has the elastic closure. And then it does have a pocket. Me little pocket. Sorry, I can't help it. There's a pocket in the back. And you have some goodies in there. It automatically comes like with some stencils. I'll probably throw some stickers in there for you too. Because I have like a ton of stickers that I just never get around to using. So yeah, you can enter to win this bad boy. Like I said, it'll have 6 months of planning already in there for you with similar annual trackers to mine. Where I will throw in like the future log, key, index, grid spacing. I'll throw in mood trackers for each month, your weekly planning. What other annual trackers do I use? I know I just filmed it and I don't remember. Oh, like my top 5s, a space for a letter to yourself. I'll probably set up an empty tracker for you to fill in yourself, whether it's for like periods, date nights, things like that. So I can put a couple of those in there, or health or something like that, where it's just blank and ready for you to fill in like your own key, things like that. So anyways, I'm very excited about it. This is from Amazon, in case you're wondering. You can buy this exact journal on Amazon. I'll link that in the description. It is not Archer and Olive. My journals are Archer and Olive brand. This is not Archer and Olive. This paper is 120, or sorry, this paper is 160 GSM. This paper is 120. That means that there will be a little bit more ghosting on this. Like, never use Sharpies in your journal because they will bleed through, even in the nicer ones like I use. Like painting on this probably isn't going to be like the best, but you can try it. I will have a test page in the back where I test my markers on it, and you'll find that if you win. And so that's where I always tell people, like, test on that last test page. So yeah. And now you can refer to this video of how to use it now that I've made this video for you. So anyways, the way to win the free 6-month 2023 planner, which means it goes from January to June of 2023. If you're wondering about color palette, it will be neutral. It will be black, gray, white, and some beiges and tans. If that helps you decide if you want to enter or not. As far as like doodles and themes, I have no idea. It'll be on depending on how I feel. Anyways, to enter, it's the pretty standard procedure for giveaways. You have to like, comment, and subscribe. So like this video, comment your favorite thing about bullet journaling, or what you learned today if you've never bullet journaled, or what you're excited about. You just have to leave like any comment, really, honestly. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe to the channel, right? And then if you want a chance at a second entry, you hop over to my Instagram. I will have a post about this on my Instagram. And so for that, you will have to like the Instagram post, you will have to comment on the Instagram post, and you'll have to share the Instagram post and tag me. All the rules for the Instagram entry will be detailed in this description and over on Instagram. Like, both giveaway details will be in both places, right? And so I will be picking a winner on November 1st, and I will tag you on Instagram, and I will shout you out on a YouTube short on November 1st. I've never made a YouTube short, so this will be fun. But so make sure you check in November 1st. I will try to like message you or DM you if that's possible. If you're a person that I can do that with, I will reach out to you personally. Otherwise, you're going to have to hop onto my channel or my Instagram and see who wins November 1st. Not sure of a time yet. But yeah, you should probably follow me on Instagram. That'll be like the best way to find out about it, for sure, for sure. Okay. And then, oh, I wanted to show you guys before you go. If you do want to order a custom bullet journal from me for 2023, or just like if you have any other things that you want that aren't like usual planning, if you want like a reading journal, or if you want a journal just dedicated to like spirituality and religious practice, or if you just want a journal to log your workouts, or if you just want like a dream journal, right? So if you have something like more custom like that, reach out to me too. We'll work on pricing, but it'll probably still be in that $25 to $50 range, depending on the extent. But I wanted to show you that if you did want to order custom bullet journals, I have some journals already in stock that I've acquired. This is an Archer and Olive Traveler's notebook. So it's really good quality paper. For size comparison, this is A5. This is a Traveler's. So Travelers are a smidgen taller but thinner. So you can always reach out and order a custom journal and have this cool one in different size. I have this little baby spiral. This one's really cute. This is like a much smaller journal, but you can always order this one and request it. I'll give it to you. No extra cost. So still the $25 to $50 range depending on what you order. This is an A5, Archer and Olive. And so this one is craft paper though. So do you see the paper is brown? The paper inside is this color. It's not white. That's very important to note. So this is linen cover, Archer and Olive, 160 pages, 160 GSM, but it's brown craft paper. Still has dots. This guy, I want to say is like 140, 120. I can't remember because I took it out of the box. But it is a dot grid, it is white, and it's a spiral. So if you add papers into this or sticky notes into it, it can expand very easily since it's a spiral. This guy, the Traveler's notebooks, are 144 pages, and it is white dot grid. So yeah, if you're interested in ordering a custom bullet journal and you want to request one of these, just let me know and I'll give it to you for the same price because they've just been sitting and sitting and sitting. So I would love to see somebody use them and appreciate them. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my Instagram to see who wins the giveaway, and I will see you all next time. Okay, bye.